This Innovation RC Sleeper Typhon build has finally been bought, and he's going to be on his way all the way to New Jersey from Florida to a brand new owner. Mr. Henry, I hope you really enjoyed this car and really be careful with it too, because this thing is a hell of a build right here. So starting off, what you guys might see, just a quick little overview, we have low profile Arrma Limitless shocks. Now, right in between there, inside the differential, what you all won't see is that there are faster differentials in there. So this car will actually be like between 10 and 15 miles an hour faster than your standard Typhon, even with the same identical setup, because we have the Arrma Limitless V2 differentials in there. Now, why this Sleeper Typhon is really a sleeper? Well, not only because the transmission is actually an Arrma Limitless transmission, but it's also because of the shock setup. Now, over 120, that's where the game changes. You kind of need to know your stuff when it comes to the suspension, and you really don't even want to bark up that tree until you really have it set right. Front nose down, your rear end up, but you don't want it up the whole way because that's going to create a lot of drag. Now, obviously what I did here, I have it completely limited. So yeah, when the air hits it down, and that's what it's going to do, it's pretty soft up here until, let's say, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. It's going to stop, and there's a plateau as to how low it can go. Stops right there. There's a bump stop in there. Now, once it's like that, the car is completely level at speed, making this just an absolute weapon at high speed. And if you guys can see, we have an extended antenna coming from there, and that's just so you could get as much range as possible, because you're really going to need as much range when you're trying to do 120 plus miles an hour. Also, great choice of remotes, by the way. He chose to go with the DX6C. Everything bound up perfectly. Everything is straight on it. We have a brushless steering servo from SenseCam. Can't go wrong with these guys at all. Completely metal. You could run it on actually a straight 2S LiPo. But we're plugged it into the receiver running 7.4 volts. So we're going to have all the torque in the world to keep these tires straight as possible when it's trying to push against that 120 mile an hour wind. We have the AK-47 of brushless RC motors, 2200 kV Castle, paired with a Mamba Monster X8S. You cannot go wrong with this setup right here. And we have some big old beefy gears in there, hardened steel. Run this thing on 6S, you're going to be blasting past 120 miles an hour. Mr. Henry, make sure you enjoy. And I also appreciate you for trusting in my ability to build a car for you. So without any further ado, guys, if you want to get yourselves or get your hands on one of these beautiful Innovation RC Edition builds, make sure you contact me in my DMs or email or whatever else. You guys know how to reach me. I appreciate it all. Have a good one.